Hurricane Milton struck Florida, causing widespread destruction, including tornadoes, fatalities, and power outages. By Thursday, the storm had moved into the Atlantic, leaving at least 10 people dead and millions without electricity. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis stated that while the state avoided the worst-case scenario, the damage was still significant, and flooding remained a concern. The Tampa Bay area was spared the feared storm surge, but barrier islands suffered extensive flooding. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas reported that the 10 confirmed deaths appeared to be tornado-related, with at least 27 tornadoes touching down across Florida. In St. Lucie County, 5 people were killed, including 2 in senior living communities. Survivors like Crystal Coleman described harrowing experiences as her home's roof was ripped off by a tornado. More than 3.2 million homes and businesses lost power, some of which had already been without electricity for days following Hurricane Helene 2 weeks earlier. The storm caused damage to Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team, but no injuries were reported. In downtown St. Petersburg, a crane collapse damaged a building, further illustrating the storm's power. Despite evacuation orders, some residents chose to stay. Tampa resident Stephen Cole Smith and his wife rode out the storm, though they prepared by gathering supplies and fuel. Others, like Ken Wood, fled their homes, remembering the devastation caused by Hurricane Helene just 2 weeks prior. Wood evacuated with his cat, but was unable to travel far due to unsafe roads. Florida remains at risk of river flooding as rainfall reached up to 18 inches. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, head DeAnne Criswell credited evacuation orders for saving lives, with more than 90,000 people seeking shelter. In Fort Myers, resident Connor Farron recounted the sudden destruction of his home from a tornado, which tore off the roof and shattered windows in moments. He sought safety with his dogs under a bed as debris filled the house. President Joe Biden monitored the situation closely and postponed an overseas trip to focus on disaster relief efforts. He suggested that Congress reconvene to address funding for disaster relief following Milton's destruction. The hurricane, initially a Category 5 storm, weakened to Category 3 before making landfall on Florida's west coast with sustained winds of 120 miles per hour.